spot. So.
Yeah, and a few words about coldzera as well. You know, looking forward to seeing him, you know, start 2018 after an amazing 2017, an amazing 2016. I think we're looking at one of the greatest players to ever touch the game, if not the greatest.
Absolutely. I think the word that best describes Cold is efficiency, how efficient he is for his team in his role. He's absolutely the best closer out there. You know, you're rarely going to see him do something mad at the beginning of the round, get an opening kill. But as the round develops, as trades happen, you know, even if SK is in a 3v4 situation, you know, something like that, Cold can always deliver in that sense. He won the most clutches last year as well. That's one of the main things about him. He's always so good at delivering for SK towards the end and works very, very well with the information they provide them. And, you know, they do support him, but there's a reason why they do so, because it's always worth it for SK.
Yeah, so they're going to go up against Space Soldiers. And Anders, you know, we said that Space Soldiers were a team that could surprise at this event. I know I did. I'm pretty sure, if I remember rightly, you were of a similar mind.
Yes.
But it's unthinkable, surely. They could do it here against SK Gaming. This is a real tough draw for them.
I think it definitely is. I think that's not out of bounds to say that. I wouldn't say they couldn't do it. I mean, I think especially you have to consider the format again, just the best of one format. You win those 2 pistol rounds, especially if you win one of the 4th round or the first rifle round to the other team, then you've got yourself a real setup. I mean, think about how many games we've had today where one team never has an economy. Like just the whole first half of the game is just one team with lots of money and the other team with none at all. That could happen, right?
Yeah.
I think they're an exciting team, but yes, I agree. It is going to be a very, very tough game here for them.
And a lot of pressure on 2 players in particular today, in my opinion. Xantares and Calyx, they're the guys who go out and get things done for Space Soldiers. I think the problem with this team, and I suppose it's a nice enough problem to have, because not everybody has 2 great players, but if those 2 great players don't deliver at this level, if they do have an off game, there's not really anybody that can pick up the slack to the same degree.
I agree, and I don't think they're, you know, team plays at a level where it can compensate for maybe a weaker performance from their star players. This is going to sound funny, but I think a big problem for Space Soldiers is the fact that they already beat an SK on LAN at TSL1 Cologne. Because SK is a team, when that happens to them, that's going to fuel them, right, to really motivate them to crush them now, really, not to, you know, give them anything, so to speak. And they're definitely going to prepare for Space Soldiers, and SK rarely gets upset by, you know, weaker teams. They're just so solid. It's so difficult to game plan against them as well. And yeah, Space Soldiers definitely an uphill struggle for them.
Well, it turns out we've literally just had the map in, and SK Gaming have gone for Mirage. We've seen it a lot this major so far, and Space Soldiers are going to start on that CT side. So, Anders, a bit of a reaction to that one. I really like SK Gaming on Mirage. I think it's a phenomenal map for them.
It absolutely is. They've got so many strengths on this map. I mean, not least, I think, the AWPing of Fallen. I mean, if it's just like a regular game for him, he's able to hold down bomb sites and do a good job. But I think the real strength of him on a map like this one is if they start to fall behind, if they get overwhelmed by the force of Space Soldiers playing their crazy version of Counter-Strike, then Fallen can match that level pretty quickly. And I think he's so aggressive and so crazy with the weapon that he can pull them out of a big hole, you know.
He definitely breaks the mold, especially on a map like Mirage. He can play positions like close-up A-ramp on the CT side. That's something you don't really see from AWPers on this map. They usually play ticket or around triple, you know, where there's a bit of range to work with, and that allows SK to run a lot of different setups. Of course, this is his playground. Mirage on the CT side around that connector area, sneaking through smokes and all that stuff. Phelps on the T side doing something similar. So very, very difficult to game plan against SK on this map.
Well, I've got to get your predictions. You know, I'm guessing Space Soldiers won't be too sad about playing Mirage. Played it plenty in the new Challenger stage, but who's going to take this one?
I'm going with SK.
What the little soul that I have left, still, Richard, is going to go on SK as well.
All right.
I can't deal with it any longer.
So we're picking the favorites for this one. RSK Gaming going to win the last game of the day. They're going to be up against Space Soldiers. It's going to be awesome. We'll see you after the break.
I can do anything!
Well, the last of day one for the new legends. I was gonna say new challenges. New legends are top 16 teams at the major.
Yes.
And it's a big one. SK, a team that's always in consideration at major tournaments, any tournament for that matter, playing with Phelps, going up against Space Soldiers.
I think this could be the game of the day. I'm not going to lie to you, Matt. I feel like Space Soldiers have put their best foot forward so far in this major. They've made it to the final 16. SK obviously haven't practiced this lineup, and they have lost to this team before. I feel like this could go all the way. I do slightly favour SK overall, but still, I feel like 30 rounds almost certainly, and Space Soldiers could, I say our bated breath, could steal the victory away.
Absolutely possible. Look, Space Soldiers have a similar story to me that Immortals had. Struggled forever to get through the minors, get through the qualifier. Finally, they're in a major. They're in a top 16 of a major now as well. Maybe there's something in that. But let's be realistic. The one thing I've got to focus on as they head toward the B site aggressively, and Calyx gets tagged, is how aggressive Phelps plays and how they play around that. That was the issue, is that they were over-aggressive with Phelps on the SK lineup. So see if they try and force a style out of him that's more favorable. Calyx to 14, bomb planted, and a retake coming in 3 from Cat.
I love this boost from Cold Zero as well. No CT's going to be checking that. That's very sneaky as Major starts to encroach on the bomb side now. Frags starting to be exchanged left, right, and center, but they all go in favor of SK Gaming. Wonderful stuff there. Nicely execution. Lots of damage inflicted towards shore at the very start. That pushed Calyx right back. They planted the bomb. Like we said, boosted Cold Zero up into a very favorable angle, and they hit every single shot. Good start from SK, and Space Soldiers will, of course, be forced back in the second round. Here's Phelps getting it done. He is a very strong fragger.
Yeah, that can't be denied.
Yeah,
I have to give him that. It wasn't a skill issue with SK and him. It was a style issue. It was the fact that he was aggressive, Fur was aggressive, and Cold, I think, took a bit of a hit with both them playing so aggressive.
Creative differences, perhaps.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
But
like Ben Folds and Bust.
exactly. That's what I was going to go with. But like I said, force fight coming in. CZ, Steagles, Major. We'll just set the PD-50, no armor. We have 3 rifles for SK Gaming, 2 of which are AK-47s, fallen with the Glil, opting for a bit more utility. It is $700 cheaper than the AK-47. Freeze up, smoke, and 2 flashbangs if you are inclined. Zantares, watch out for his name in the top right hand of the screen. He is the strongest player by far on Space Soldiers, certainly world class in terms of his aim. If he did speak English, I dare say he'd be in one of the best teams in the world.
And he does. Not to draw back from that too far, he did a few interviews last week. He does speak some English. He's just not amazing at it.
But,
not good enough, not fluent enough to make it, I guess, seamless in terms of communication with the team. You'd be able to process it, but that split second sometimes where you have to think about the word or translate in your own head, it's costly.
40 seconds remaining. SK holding towards the A ramp right now. There is a lot of presence from the CTs there. Calyx, Engine, all ready and waiting there. Phelps won't spot him just yet. Good flash from the CTs. Does get a think in, and Phelps just try and hold the spray for any CTs trying to pick up that frag around the corner. Not going to be happening though. 25 seconds as far, and we'll find the second for the round.
I'd love to see Phelps and Fallen swap guns. Get the AK back to Fallen, who still has 100 HP and work inside of the site, but seemingly Fallen is fine. He finds a kill immediately on Taco, and he'll follow that to Major as well. They lose 3, or excuse me, they lose 2, so I thought they lost Phelps as well, but they lose 2 in the process, still they get the round.
Good work. Major getting 2 frags at the end there. At least keeps them relatively modest. There has to be the full eco now from Space Soldiers, but watch out, these rounds can be slightly interesting at times, especially the way the game's developing right now. A lot of teams will just focus 5 players, maybe up towards middle, 1 flashbang, and just try and have a snowball effect. So there's the 1 flashbang purchased by Major. He got 2 kills in the previous round, so he got $600 there. So he buys a PD-50 for 300 and a flashbang for 200. And they go for an A stack. Unfortunately, SK gone for a B rush, the exact opposite of what they were hoping for. And this round is already over, I'm afraid. Probably planted. You can see the disparity on the map right now. And yeah, Space Soldiers, they'll see the bomb go down and hopefully try and pick up some exit frags. That's pretty much as good as it'll get.
Can get any on the SMGs, it would be lovely for SK. Potentially go for the bonus round next round, but I guess the alternative is to get the bonus return now, get the $600 per kill. Go down and just pick up the AK early and be ready for the gun round. So logic behind both, and they'll send Fur out hunting for that exact reason. But for the most part, they are sitting back and being rather passive. Phelps' turn to try and find them, and he's going to certainly come up. Some exchange. First kill, $10. Way in the corner, chance to find more, but they're going to run away from it. In fact, they're going to try and keep it alive. That runs them toward first, so both players are going to get a massive amount of money. Oh, unfortunate for Cold. Ran out of ammo, but Phelps found the kill. So now they can't upgrade. They lose all but one of the MAC 10s, and they all make a little bit of money off of it.
Now remember, some of the Space Soldiers players can go toe-to-toe in terms of fragging capability. Raw aims, raw duels, they will be able to take them down. So watch out for Xantares, Calix, and occasionally Major as well. He's the all-pro of the squad. Watch out for him as he purchases that weapon this round. Standard smoke towards middle. Remember, SK have not practiced with this particular lineup in a long time. They've been focusing on the bigger tournaments. Well, the more, this is obviously the biggest it gets, but there's a lot more tournaments where they'll be able to play with bolts, so they've been focusing on that. Major now presented with opportunities. He flashes one. He actually get a nail. 2 kills right there. It's actually very well played indeed. He will fall back without going down.
As well for Major stepping up. 3 kills already in the AWP, and they run toward him. Fallen finally gets the return.
Hold on, though.
Cold to Xantares, you're right, hold on. It's never over with SK until the round's completely done.
Exactly. One of the most tenacious teams we have in CSGO. Fallen and Cold are quite the duo, as it was a 5-on-2, now a 3-on-2. Fallen looking for anything he can in the back lines, but unfortunately his teammate will not get a chance to do anything with it. Engine is going to be taken down Fallen, and this is Cold Zero now with the bomb.
Why are Cold's arms just not there in the picture? They're just disappeared.
He's got one of those long sleeve t-shirts on.
I don't think he does.
He's like crossing his arms, isn't there?
Yeah, but I don't think he has a black t-shirt on, does he? Maybe he does. Maybe he's just God,
It's floating.
and his limbs are an extension of his powers.
35 seconds here, and Cold Zero will just hold on in the B apartments. 21 bullets in his AK, waiting for a mistake to be made. I don't think it's easy to give up much here, though. It would take one hell of a performance. Alex holds in that strong position there. You can jump out there by yourself, and looking for any legs crossing over. It's Major, though, who gets the job done. Flashbang comes over his teammate, completely nails the first shot and the second. The third was pretty good as well. So it's a very good job there by Major. Bear in mind, that's the first real gun round there, and you will see those kind of strange approaches from a T side, just trying to dictate the pace of the game, not do it deep at the start, just kind of throw a spanner into works, as it were. Doesn't really work out, as Major has a beautiful round though, the AWP. Still a buy here for SK, not the strongest though. You can see Fallen and Cold Zero just with Gillows here. Tackle with the AWP, must have the best spawn. He'll probably give that back over to Fallen eventually.
One, speaking of, is there with him, waiting for that to happen. Taco
Good work.
holds on to it long enough, just long enough to find Xantares pushing up middle, so good find. 3-1. First gun goes to Space Soldiers, and if SK win this round, although 3 stayed alive, so the money built up somewhat, but it's not enough. They had to reinvest in all of the utility and everything that goes along with that on the CT side, so they could break them again. Take control of the first half. Fur that's the next to the hot seat. Jumping over Major spots, one in middle, but Fur's already wrapping around behind them. Smoke in the window. He's going to go beyond. He's going to just push directly through and wrap. I would suspect behind B, it's more likely you're going to find 2 players there as opposed to 1 at CT stairs.
This is looking very good for Fur. They have no idea he's made his way towards his position, but does he get anything from it? Paz in towards CPL. We do have a secondary player towards short. That's Major, and he's got the ult, remember. So Fur lets him live for now.
Problem is the Major's going to turn around at some point and start looking toward B apartments, so timing could turn against him. It certainly will not. Fur has sight. The bomb was already ready inside of the B apartments, and Paz will have to rotate off of Catwalk back into a position of arch. He's there, but he can't line them up. So bomb to be planted, and better still, Fallen takes him down with an immediate shot. This should be SK's round.
That's just a textbook Fur round, isn't it?
That's so good.
Sneaking behind the back lines. They have no idea he's made all the way towards B. He doesn't even pull the trigger. He checks every single risk factor there. The van, forest position towards CPL, and manages to just take down the AWP and completely unleash his team on the bomb side there. Secondary all picked up for Taco. Yeah, I was about to say, he might just be throwing it out the map. I'm not sure what he's up to. Looks like he will be taking it. There's Calix and Engine now. Hold on to the weaponry. Calix will spot with the shadow. Take down Fallen. That's actually a bit of a clumsy kill to give away. It's an AK-47 though. Fallen did not have the AWP. And now Taco might be regretting throwing the AWP away. Either way, there's the opening kill. And that's going to leave Space Soldiers with a buy available, with 2 weapons surviving. 4 versus 1 now, and they have an AK-47 and M4. UMP has a major though, about 2.5 grand each. Do they even join the purchases? We'll have a look as they take a tactical timeout on the SK side.
Interesting to make that call now, but they want to try and dissect the money of what exactly Space Soldiers will bring at them. Or to the table. Calyx with the AK carried over. Fur is a player early on in even the Kaboom lineup, and then into Keyed Stars before Cold joined. Was the star of this team, undoubtedly. Cold took that position, the amount of skill, but Fur has gotten, I think, better and better at getting map control. He was always aggressive, and he was always kind of great in terms of position, but never about sneaking around and flanking and getting behind and opening up opportunity from essentially him alone, as he did in the last round toward B. Snacks was the best at that forever, I would have said, but now I think Fur and Rain are easily up there.
Well, the final buy comes in for Space Soldiers. 3 UMPs, 2 rifles, one of which is the AK-47. No kits available. They have got smokes for Taco. He's flying himself in towards the A-bomb side by himself. That is a bit of a misplay there. Engine will take him down. There's no trade potential whatsoever, and ultimately he just gives up another rifle for the CT forces there. They'll head back towards B. It's Major to defend. He has had a very good run for the bomb site, looking to replicate that form. As he sits by the van now, he suddenly gets Phelps, but can't actually find the damage at all.
Big miss for Major. That's a problem. Zantaras makes up for one of them. Tries to adjust the angle to catch off bench, does so, and takes down Cold, so we mentioned. Man for man, Zantaras could stack up. Certainly not that time around, and Calyx, the other of great skill and proportions on Space Soldiers, able to sneak out, find a shot as well from window to Fallen. So bomb to plant for Fur, 1 versus 4. Late round, and all 4, believe it or not, are coming from Checker. He's not going to believe that himself, so it's going to be a matter of doubting himself and looking toward Cat over and over. Doesn't even get that far. Calyx with a shot, and it's 4-2.
Yeah, a little bit of a weird move there from Taco. He has a smoke in front of him, right-clicks to flash. There's no one else to trade with him whatsoever. He better make sure that's one hell of a flashbang to cover every single position on the A-bomb site. Goes through, and the smoke down, his teammates can't get any sort of trade. They have to fall back, go towards B, and very nice shots from Zantaras. Absolutely right. He's one of the key players that can go toe-to-toe with some of the big names of SK Gaming. Calyx as well, AK in hand, manages to get it done. We'll move into round number 7 here. There is one more buy available to the Brazilian side with the bomb being planted. The AWP comes up for Fallen. Card 0 of the AK-47. They're lacking a lot of things. 3 players without utility, 2 of them without helmets. And Fallen tries to jump through the smoke here, but Zantaras is aware of that prospect. Does damage, but can't quite find the killing blow.
Fallen for an angle. Wide side of the window, but Fur wants to sneak up from the underpass. He's gone by the smoke just as Zantaras was blinded, so despite the small gap, couldn't quite see him, and they're both going to relinquish position. Fur is left to get aggressive. For some reason, they thought that maybe someone had behind them, so they spray to the corner. Additional smoke deployed toward the window. Watch the push from Engine. They want information. Phelps was able to gauge that spot it fast enough and fall back. He didn't take any damage, but Engine has to do the same because he's well beyond enemy lines, or at least the safety of. It's back toward A. So Cold's going to play solo mid.
The thing is, they have 2 smokes here. It won't be a very detailed execution. Probably a smoke towards CT spawn. One at jungle and flash over, and hope Phelps can open things up here. Just throw him into the bomb site. That's the one for the steps. Fallen's throwing right now.
So if they're going to go steps, it's going to be steps and jungle is my guess. I think they're going to leave CT. They're going straight contact. So top steps, second one's going to go jungle. So they are going to leave Palace open. That gives them a bit of a chance to peek. Good find from Phelps. There is actually no one at CT, but do they know that Engine is also inside of the site? Becomes a bit of a problem for them. Cold as well is still waiting for rotation, so he's not taken over connection yet. That means Paz has position, even though the smokes are there. Massive gap in them, by the way. They'll still be able to hold comfortably as Cold slowly works his way up. Major's killed Zantaras. That's a big problem because that gives Cold more room to work with. Phelps is still pinned down, however, and 4 seconds round done. He cannot plant the bomb. He's actually got to get out of there because he's going to lose the AK and the money if he's not careful. He's made noise as well. He's flirting with it, is he not?
Yeah, just to make it clear, if you die after the round expires, no bomb has been planted, you get no money into the next round there. So Phelps just wanted to fall back and stay alive and guarantee that he keeps the AK-47. Definitely in danger there. 4-3 though. Space Soldiers actually looking quite competitive now. 2 AKs are saved, and they will pretty much forced buy into this one. Everyone's gone all in apart from Phelps, who will keep $1,000 from the previous round. 2 AKs, Deagles, CZs, and Space Soldiers starting to come to life here. Right now, the default comes in from SK Gaming with Paz towards short. They give him Major holds B again, a very aggressive angle this time, looking towards the steps area. Molotov's out, throwing some grenades and falls back towards the side itself. Nothing really given away from SK just yet. They're just waiting for any sort of aggression to be presented by Space Soldiers. Taco and Fallen wait outside the A bomb site. That's another smoke, lands at the A ramp.
CZ in hand as Fallen waits for anyone to push through the smoke. Major to hold mid with the op as well as Tyro's inside of connector. So Fur with bomb at courtyard outside of B. Phelps and Cold to push down catwalk on their own. The double smoke play with a bit of a fake toward A pulled Zantares away from connector. So Phelps and Cold could actually trade off of the op and Major because an op missing a shot could be run down by the pistols. He's got to fall back to the site. Unfortunately, Paz still posted. Fur would be able to do nothing of that, and Zantares gets positioned back, so they're not going to get much ground. And this is, my guess, going to go 4-4.
Oh, absolutely. 20 seconds remaining. They haven't really made a dent on either bomb site. It's going to be Fur going into CZ right now, trying to take every corner he can, but Paz ready and waiting. Easy does it. Both headshots to close out the round. That was the forced buy from SK, and now presumably Space Soldiers take the lead. It has to be the full eco now, as we will find 3 rounds in a row for the Turkish side. One of the dark horses, certainly, coming into this tournament. I think there's some big scalps on their way to the final 16. Definitely a team to look at for the future. And there will be a partial buy from SK once again. Tech 9 for Taco. There's a few pros still using that weapon. Fallen full eco apart from 2 flashbangs. A couple of sets of armor. And maybe it's a straight up B rush here.
That's all. That's fair. Stacked as well, so we got tagged quite significantly by that small portion of flames. Position finds one, drops off immediately. Last time he was flawless here. That's not exactly flawless as he drops the nade. Bounces back at him, but he still finds the second place, it seems, and somehow stays alive in that position to get the pistol out. He'll go down eventually. Great 3 kills from him, from Major. Clean up. Space Soldiers take the lead 5-4. You said this could be close. They won in Cologne against them in a best-of-1.
In the opening game of the tournament. For them, for either team, I should say.
Exactly, yeah.
But this is a very similar situation. And right now, they are looking quite comfortable on the CD side. 4 rounds in a row now, but the full buys begin for the Brazilian side, SK. Just a slight caveat for anyone just joining us. It is Phelps, who was part of the lineup previously, has to play for them due to the rules of the major itself. Bolts will not be with them, and so they're certainly hindered, but it's not like the tactics won't be there. They obviously have a full strap book from his tenure in the lineup previously, but certainly haven't been practicing, and Space Soldiers will be living their lips at the prospect of taking them down in this sort of fashion as Phelps opens things up, takes down Engine. 5-4. Good work by him. That was actually towards the Palace area, I believe.
Taco to work with Fur. Fur tagged. A nade, if I'm not mistaken, but Taco finds Zantares above him. That's going to give them a lot more freedom inside of middle. 4 players pressuring, and Paz is sneaking out behind them at A main. So he's got Nord T. That weakens what's inside of A if the timing works out for SK, because it'll just be Calyx there.
Oh,
But
what
if
a
they
shot.
aren't quick about this, okay, now they should be. Yeah, Paz has to turn around and come back. He realizes it now, because if he rotates all the way to middle, there's no element of surprise in that. He's just going to arrive at connector as if it's a standard retake. His best bet to play A main behind them as they work inside of the site, and they still have to take their time. So he could be positioned well to get at least 1 shot, but they're looking for it. They know there's no one towards CT stairs. There's been no peeking, no presence. So logically, given that they came through Palace, they'll look that direction, and Fur is going to post up and wait. So SK, 5 versus 2. I think we've got a 5-5 game. But 4 rounds in a row. For Space Soldiers, this becomes a reset for SK, so keeping as many players alive as possible is key in this post-plant position.
Yeah, plenty of money for Space Soldiers here. They'll save the AWP and the M4 knowing this round has been given up, but you're right, SK need to make sure they keep everything alive.
Two mentalities in this, because it's early and Space Soldiers are the underdogs, so keeping the cash flow high is important. In other words, keeping both of these guns, even though they've got money to buy in the next round. But at the same time, you could always pressure the bomb and try and take a few players down when it explodes.
That's what Pat's
They've
doing,
left the bomb. He doesn't have a kit. It's a little bit late, but yeah, he could have snuck in there potentially and done some damage to them.
Yeah, can you imagine? Well, plenty of cash, like you said. Space Soldiers will tie things up 5-5. Much better, though, from SK. The opening duel towards the Palace area yielded a lot of success for the Brazilian side. It was Phelps to open things up, taking out Engine, and then Fer doing what he does best towards that connector area. Lots of precise headshots coming in. Clinical stuff. Round number 11 as we come to the closing sectors of the half. We'll see whether Space Soldiers can stay competitive here. It's going to be Xantares with the M4. He loves to challenge with the spray at the very start. He does this a lot. Doesn't land any damage this time, and Calyx looking towards the Palace there. Very defensive hold on the A bomb side. Engine towards CD spawn. Calyx and Xantares holding jungle 1 connector. No one actually playing in the site itself.
Fer to work out from Underpass yet again.
You can see they've got no B presence here, Matt. So presumably that means an A split will be coming in eventually, focusing on that connector. They have no control of the apartments. They have no idea if someone's coming behind them in T-spawn, for example. So I would say in the next 20 seconds or so, you'll see a commitment from SK focusing on the connector. Could go towards short if they really wants to as well. Fer in that connector now, he's going to clear that out. Oh, and spots the play. That's a really cool smoke for that exact position.
And it's going to pull Xantares away from the window, so even though he and Paz had a crossfire set, Major's still nearby with the op on Cat. But it gives them a lot more space to take Catwalk. Good trade on Paz. Major's there. Taco has to be careful. He's the one with the bomb as well. So if he gets careless and gets around the corner on his own and gets caught off like that, Major takes control of the round because the bomb is now down and it's visible as the op can fall back into a better position. They even tried to flash Taco. Engine with the second op is able to make damage known as well. Somehow Major doesn't collect on Fer. That should have been an easy kill.
This is the AWP shot. Nails the headshot with the PT-50, but can't close it out. Xantares certainly will, though. Can see the bomb. 2 versus 1 now for Fallen. He's amazing in the clutches, but can't hit the shot. Xantares cleans up. 2 kills to him and recovers both AWPs. 6-5. They take the lead once again.
That all comes to Major, though, on Catwalk. Blinded and hit the shot on Taco, who had bomb.
Completely blinded. Timed to perfection, though. Just pulls the trigger right there and then. Taco was slightly blind as well. You can see him holding his head as he runs around the corner. The bomb goes down, bit of a misplay, and Fer, that's desperate, just hoping the AWP shot would miss. And Xantares to clean things up with the M4A4. Great stuff, and Space Soldiers looking good here. I think it's a tactical timeout for SK, if I'm not mistaken. They will have money after getting a reset there. Remember, they kept 5 players alive before, so money not in the bin, but it's certainly not in an amazing position. 2 Galils for SK. Taco and Colds are wielding those weapons. Of AKs as well. I would say a set piece coming forward here with the UMP in the hand of Fallen. Maybe do something off the bat straight away. This is a big round. Space Soldiers can do this, going to force an eco out, and they've got the upper hand and then some. Double AWP set up on their side of the server.
To the window. The connector and Catwalks. They get position. The weapons are not amazing on the SK side. No op. 2 Galils and 1 UMP. I think he's bypassed Major. I don't think he's in the corner. Still gets an angle. Catches a light shot. Has to go for the drive-by shooting, but he's getting overwhelmed because Fallen sneaks inside of the apartment. Major had no inclination. He was already staring down toward Catwalk. Good response, Engine, but is that too late? They've lost 2. Done a good amount of damage, but they've given up a bomb. Thankfully, a nade will collect Fallen. That will certainly benefit them on the retake.
Looking very good as Taco takes down Engine as well, but the round is not over quite yet. Xantares out of nowhere gets to the bench, finds a double kill, and now it's just down to Cold Eric. Galil and Handel to get a dink off there, and the clutch really begins here. They have got a little bit of utility. The incendiary is good. And it will push Cold Zero back. Calix and Xantera, the two strongest fraggers on the team, managed to come up trumps there, especially Xantera is pushing towards our bench and it's hitting absolutely everything. It was a wonderful B split coming in from SK there. Like we said, a set piece at the very beginning of the round, smoke towards window, connector control coming in, first frag in their favor, fast towards the B bomb site. Major overwhelmed with the pincer coming in from the apartments and the short area. It felt like it was their round all day long. Xantera sneaks out of the kitchen and takes them all down with him. SK can't get into this one so far. 7-5, and they have to take a partial buy here. Remember, they won the pistol and got the 0-3. 2 gun rounds since then, but Space Soldiers, since we get into the deeper stages now of the first half, looked like the stronger unit.
Taras starts it off again, takes down Fur. He leads the way, by the way. 12 kills for him. Major's next in the circle with 10. Calix steps up to find Taco. Engine will sit and wait inside of jungle. Helps taps with the CZ, but Major's immediately behind him, so not much that he could really do. Just Cold on a Deagle, shut down. Space Soldiers, 3 rounds in the lead, 8-5, having not won the pistol. Are looking very, very sharp, and is this another best of one, which they could steal from SK?
It's looking like it could pan out in that sort of fashion.
This is going to hurt the confidence of SK as well. Playing with Phelps, they would have wanted to get off to a good start. There is Phelps on your left.
Absolutely. But we're going to number 14 here. SK still limited. Cold Zero, no nades whatsoever. No AWP for Fallen. No Molotovs. Just bare essentials here. The AKs and the smoke grenades. A couple of flashbangs. Phelps. So taken down to be Xantera. Like I said, he always spams that smoke and to great effect most of the time. Paz doesn't have to commit here. He'll fall back as Taco looking for a response frag there, pushing through the smoke. Xanteras and Calix, once again, they are great fraggers. They're lighting up the scoreboard, left, right, and center. 5-on-2 now.
Has to retake connector. Guns are up this time, and yet no damage, hardly any damage has been done to Space Soldiers. Fur will have to try and open it up once more. Fallen has to make a decision, has to stay alive and be efficient, then it looks like it's going to be A this time rather than B. That also means that Fur's got to slow down ever so slightly, watching to make sure no one's going to rotate behind him, because if he kills this too soon, he'll draw attention, and Fallen is not in a position. He's gone for it, he's got 2 lined up, Calix down. He's got to take those when they're available. It was just the one, it might not have been worth it, but 2 plus the up, that'll certainly do. Fur, oh, I thought he was going to get Xanteras as well.
Can you imagine if he just won the round like that? That was unbelievably good from Fur. It has set Fallen up for a potential victory here, but still 2 players to find and a bomb to plant. 40 seconds, he'll just take that risk here and go for the plant, and CTs will allow him to do it. Gives himself a real viable chance now. He has 1 decoy to work with as both CTs come in from the spawn area.
Still considering top of the stairs. I thought that Fur might just sit and actually wait for the vision to get Fallen closer, but now he's got to clutch it. Fur's job has certainly been done, and it was incredible. They know where he is, and he knows where they are. Xanteras is low, which means he takes down Major. He's got a real chance at it. 1 versus 1. He's waiting for the peak to come around from Xanteras, who can't go for the jump, and Fallen's got the headshot. What a clutch back from SK.
That was so sick. He does it again towards CT spawn, and I was going to say, if he doesn't kill this first AWP towards that steps area, he's got a real chance of doing this one. Kills the balcony player first, converts the spray on towards engine, as you'll see right now. Boom. Then he gets the AWP, finds a 3rd kill, and he's falling in the 2 versus 1 of 1 player low. That's Xanteras on 15. That's going to be rattling the confidence of Space Soldiers. What a fantastic round from Fur, and Fallen, cool as ever, manages to win out the round. Final round of the first half now. Number 15, SK revitalized after that one. Taking the orbs out of the hands of Space Soldiers. In the hands of Fallen. Xanteras flashing towards middle once again, trying to spray players down towards top of middle.
So sick from Fur.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Got all 3 of them, so ultimately came out better off than I even expected. Gave everything he needed to Fallen. Still not out of the woods yet, though, on the SK side. Has Fallen. Has the AWP to work with, but Taco's left with just a Deagle. Galil for Phelps. And not a lot of money left over, meaning that they can be reset once again by Space Soldiers. It would only be a 3-round reset, but it comes off the back of a 4-round reset before that. So, point in case they never really had a chance to build up their economy.
Everyone slows it down for another 15 here. Methodical from SK Gaming. He's in the same smoke towards window. Looks like an A-split coming in with the position of Phelps at that A round, but Calix and Engine, look at them. They're playing in front of the bombs at this time. Haven't really seen them operate too much in that area. Fallen once more towards that connector. AWP in hand. Flashes towards short. Phelps making way to the A round. Xantares can't get it done. Opening kill for SK.
Too often that against Xantares. Calix makes up. Phelps gets taken down. Engine as well as they reverse back into the site from a main bomb is dropped. 11 seconds. Fallen have to go aggressive on the AWP, and they certainly know that and have the angles covered off.
Done.
Absolutely done. 9-6 at half. Space Soldiers take the half in their favor without the pistol, mind you.
Indeed, they went 0-3 with the pistol. They're blundered in the 2 versus 5 with Fur and Fallen. To be fair, there's not really much you can do about that. That's just Fur doing what he does best. Getting behind the enemy lines, they had no awareness that it could be possible, and it all falls apart. But they managed to keep their heads above water and win the half, 9-6, as they swap over to the T side now. Remember, it is slightly biased towards the CT side on this particular map. SK always going to be deadly on a map like Mirage, especially that man on your screen right now. Fallen, one of the most iconic in-game leaders and AWPers within CSGO. He is going to be looking to cause absolute pandemonium on the CT side with that AWP. Major had a good performance, but whether he can contain Fallen on the CT side is yet to be seen. There he is in the screen right now. In-game, well, AWPer of Space Soldiers.
In-game leader as well.
Indeed. So quite similar roles.
Yeah, both have AWP in-game leaders. A few teams that have last week.
The buy for Space Soldiers. Calix with the upgraded pistol goes to the P250. 3 sets of armor as Engine opts for utility here. Smoke flashbangs. Should note Calix has a smoke as well. Going towards B now. Smokes to be deployed. Flashes to go in. It's up to Taco to try and hold inside the B bomb site. He is alone. Cold Zero towards short. Nice and close to the site. Flashbangs to go in. Smokes towards short. And there you go. Taco needs to find at least 1 kill here.
Headshot lined up. Shot, tons of opportunity to do so, though. It does get Xantares down, but he goes into the grave immediately after. Ball bearer becomes buried as Fur at least gets Major back. Cold, swinging, takes down Paz. Bomb has been planted. But certainly a chance to get back in the site. Good fight from Calix. Engine sneaks in behind Cold. He was ready for it, but he couldn't get the kill. It suddenly becomes level 2 versus 2, but just Calix remains hit for Phelps. He's picked that up because he has armor as well, and he's got the kill on top of it. Good pistol round for SK. Their second pistol round in this game.
Absolutely is. Cold Zero saving the day there with a nice shot towards short to delay them as they came out. Phelps with 2 frags himself. He did say Taco had to get 1. Had plenty of opportunity, you're right, but he did nail the first shot that was required. And then Space Soldiers made it very interesting, the 2 versus 2, but couldn't close things out there. Well then, 9-7. Space Soldiers get the bomb down. You'd assume we see AKs in the 3rd round. SK not really prepared for that. They have, okay, Fall on the P250, that does make more sense. If they win this, they'll get enough to get him the AWP. So he'll stay on the P250 for now. His objective is to stay alive here, keep that armor up. Doesn't really necessarily want to find too many jewels. So, with that in mind, what a Space Soldier's going to try and do. It looks like with 4 players towards A, the bomb heading towards B map. And that's going to be on the back of Major. Let's see if we can get anything planted here. That'd be amazing if he gets a plant here. It doesn't look like he necessarily will. SK, I'm afraid, way too aware. And Taco with the clean sweep.
Fallen even holding the pistol underneath of Shadow gets a shot and a kill.
That's good. Means he definitely gets the AWP now against the AKs of Space Soldiers. They definitely won't have the AWP.
There it is. There's the buy. It's almost like you played this game, Henry.
Once or twice, many moons ago.
Fallen's actually given the op, I think, to Taco, and that is spawn. It's actually not spawn dependent.
Taco, he plays B by himself, right? So this allows him to be a turret at the B bomb site.
I was going to say, because Fallen actually had a brilliant spawn to get to middle, but you're right, he is going to take it toward B.
Yeah, so that's fine. It's not like it's a massive adjustment. Fast play, though, for the Space Soldiers. Fallen caught. There's nades out, but it doesn't seem to matter. It's clumsy, but they all count. 3 kills for him. Really nice shutdown there from Fallen. Just 1 player running for Space Soldiers. We're all going to be tied up here. They went for the fast play, and they didn't check the balcony at all. Fallen looking for his 4th. And it will be called Zero to not close things out. Calix gives himself a fighting chance here. Phelps to close out the round.
Taco anchored B alone with that option. They actually
Yes.
could put 4 players in A and be ready for fast contact on the buy. Brilliant read from Fallen as a result. You're right, they didn't check the balcony at
Look
all.
how
Fallen
fumbled
is
he
just
is.
sitting there. He's stuck on the ladder twice. Like, if they even looked at him, he was dead.
Yeah, well, his teammates take all the aggro for him. So, absolutely fine. They managed to pick up a secondary AWP by the looks of things. And we go into round number 19. Space Soldiers, no bomb there. Looking like they'll lose the lead they once had. Deagles, PD50s. No armor, no nades. And for ready and waiting top middle. AK-47 in hand. Go spray down here, takes down Powers. Towers be brave to challenge that again. He has got the Deagle, but didn't find the one Deag.
Inside of the B apartments, we'll hold them at bay for a moment. Taco's going to go very passive. Now with the second op for Fallen. He's not alone at B. They're not stacking around it. They've got one on either side. Colts pushed up middle and not seen anyone. This will be interesting to see how this plays out because Taco alone has to hit shots. Otherwise, if he goes down, they'll get a bomb plant at the very least. They could make things problematic if this op gets in the wrong hands. He still waits, misses the second shot, but bomb is planted. Taking up a lot of ground on the B side. He gives a little more money to Space Soldiers. Oh, Zontares! What a shot on Cold. The second one on Fur was even better as he's transferred inside of the site. Double up on retake. Phelps on the AK. They haven't been able to pick up any guns on the Space Soldiers side, but my goodness, they've given themselves a chance. Finally, Zontares down. And it looks as though SK may have just done enough, but it's Calyx as well. And he's just as dangerous at times.
Yeah, well, Zontaro is just sending out a clear message to SK Gaming that this game is not over just yet. They might be on eco, but the Deagle is definitely singing in that round. Here he comes towards shore, hitting absolutely everything there. Fantastic stuff from the key player of Space Soldiers. Finds 2. Calyx had a chance to get a double himself, but the nades are just too powerful towards that bench position. 10-9. AKs across the board on the T side here. SK, Taco and Fallen. The AWP. So no Cold Zero map. 3 kills, 13 deaths. He's not really been a factor at all in this game.
Yeah, he certainly hasn't. That's not characteristic of Cold at all. 3 for 13. Taco's the closest to him with 10 on his team, and on the desk, Richard and the boys. Second year in a row, he's gotten the HL TV's #1 player of the year rating.
Yeah, that's not bad at all, is it?
Considering he's played 2.5 years, so the 2 full seasons he's played, he's been #1.
Comes towards the window area there. CT's not giving much away here. Pretty standard round from them. Of course, Taco hoping towards B once again. Major. Well, the same story. He has the AK-47. Taco drops off though and offers himself up. That's a really clumsy move, but luckily Phelps is ready to get the frag and return. Usually you're going to be jumping out, just your head showing, he shows his whole body, and no wonder he goes down. And Jim, with the second frag of the round, gives them a 4 versus 3, and they will commit towards a B bomb site with no one there whatsoever from the CT force. They might consider saving it. As you can see, Phelps, the closest player all the way through the vent already. I think they're taking a gamble, hoping they come towards A, but that's not going to be the case whatsoever. Should be 10-10 here, almost certainly.
Well, another plant.
Bomb has been planted.
Yeah, nothing they can do with this. CT's so far removed from the situation.
Engine as well to cut them off. He's already cleared checker, so he'll just hold towards CT spawn. No one will be able to rotate over. Good find from Fallen, at least to take him down.
We did say all the rounds for this one.
All the rounds. Last game of the day. It's been a fast day. We haven't had so many one-sided score lines at all in this major until today. And interestingly enough, it's the Legends that have been struggling the most. SK's not out of the woods in this one. Gambit's the only returning Legend team to pick up a win so far today. Obviously, they only have 7 Legends. It's 100 Thieves. Took over that final qualifying spot.
Did indeed. 10-10, round number 21. SK managed to at least save a couple of rifles there, and here we go. Is the big stats. Zontaro is a star player. Space Soldiers 17 kills, 14 deaths, and SK Gaming's Cold Zera 3 and 14. Not his best showing so far into this major. It's their first map of the tournament. He still have them as a favourites here, but Zera, a bit worrying for him kicking off the major in this fashion. Fallen, this is a very common example of what he can do. pushing in towards that underpass area, nails one shot, gets out of there. Very calculated stuff, and it's going to funnel Major at least towards that deep bomb site. Takes down Taco, and it's a talking point up the map. Is at the weaker side of Mirage for them. Zera coming to life. Let's take down Major in response, and Calyx can't find the killing blow on Phelps.
He's trying desperately, is he not? 16 HP, but he can't wrap around the boxes far enough to get the shot. Paz will try and find an alternative angle, perhaps, that works in their favor from Connector. Fallen. Good read. That's be exposed, but can't find the shot on Paz. So it's answered immediately in position given up. Phelps is forced off, the angle. Tied at knots, but either way, he can't peek because he's on 16, which means bomb plant for sure. And Paz finds Fur, responded by Cold, but now Phelps needs to get information fast enough on Calyx, and he's actually going to back off his first approach because he's spotted going A main. This could catch Cold off. If the information was relayed and Cold doesn't consider that he can be back in the site, he'll be left in the open, and that's exactly the case. Great read from Calyx.
Yeah, absolutely. Trying the beta is going towards the A ramp. That's exactly what they thought. Repositions on towards a bomb site. Very unorthodox play. No one's going to expect him there whatsoever. Peeks before Coldzera even has a chance to inspect the bomb site himself and keeps him contained. Don't let Coldzera build into this game. It's not over just yet. But Space Soldiers ruin the economy of SK now. They're in a great position to find 12-10. It's going to be Fallen in purchase to scout it. Some CZs around him. Deagle on Coldzera. Still not really doing much here on Mirage. Best of one, remember. This would be a great way to kick things off for Space Soldiers in their Swiss format. Has been said before that underdogs seem to thrive in this sort of environment.
Absolutely. Certainly have. Well, Space Soldiers out of a top 8 if everything aligns for them. A dark horse for sure. They and Vega.
Yes. Already showed us what they can do today against North.
I mean, this one's wide open, let's be honest.
Yeah.
7 returning teams. 3 of them certainly questionable. At the very least. One of them playing with a stand-in. Still a threat with that stand-in RSK, but yeah, there's lots of opportunity for the challenging teams.
Towards A they go. One player in Palace, that's Calyx. But there is a hard stack from SK in the A bomb site. With the Scouts have fallen towards the steps positions. We have full execution. This is where this is played powerfully from Space Soldier in terms of doing a default at the start. They haven't really got much information for us. They'll go for the set piece here, smoking every single area of the map. Molotovs in, they should be able to trade effectively. Falling with a nice shot towards Calyx, but still it starts to fall apart. Paz trading, but they're not checking the bomb site here. Still will be a 2-on-2. Now a 2 versus 1. Fallen, they know he's on this side of the map. Scouts in hand. Using that gap, but the bomb should be planted quite safely.
Fallen has no information on the smoke. Does dissipate at the exact time he needed it to, so he was able to spot the backside as Zantares working toward fire. Fallen still has a chance to peek out and look for more.
Yeah, they unless they make a massive blunder here, there shouldn't be a way he can win this one. If they give him a chance like that, maybe there is. He can't nail the shot. Pass takes him down, and Zantares will keep his life. 2 kills to them, and it was the A commitment from SK Gaming. Traded out effectively. Engine, bomb in hand. Never run into a bomb site with the bomb out like that.
Yeah.
That is an absolute nightmare. You just got to, not even a knife. You want to have your AK out until you've ascertained this side is clear. You have no idea what they're doing on those sort of rounds. Never do that, ladies and gentlemen. But still recovered, and it will be round number 23. 12-10, a weak buy once again for SK. This could fall out of the grasp. Taco now has to hold B without the AWP. In fact, he's got a UMP. The well, I'm going to say the submachine gun. But we'll see whether he can do anything with that. Look at the lack of grenades as well. Incendiary, flashbang, a few smokes, a couple of kits. This is looking really weak for SK now.
Peek in toward B. Well, short because he wants to cover the right side of the hallway and get positioned safely, but Tonko is further back, but he falls off anyway. Give him a chance to get further up. Smoked off eventually is Major. Fallen again going to be playing at the top side of the balcony inside of A as well. And they are heading back in that direction. Keep in mind, SK has both pistol rounds in this game. And it is 12-10 in favor of Space Soldiers. Fallen thinks of his positioning, backs off, gets to a better spot. M4, divided attention. Good position to be in because Antares is making good flash as well. Now he's ready as Phelps baits them back toward his direction. They know Cole's there, but where's he going? Paz certainly finds it instantly. Tagged as well at 48 through the edge of the box. AK certainly prevail in that regard. The damage distribution far greater. I prefer to get Major transitioning over, so they've got the advantage, but ball is being planted, or is it? Because Engine is shut down by Cold, and the ball forced off. Calyx drops as well.
Very tight round there. SK Gaming coming out on top just about. It was the MAC-10s and the Galils, the AKs of Space Soldiers after winning 3 rounds in a row. They've got plenty of cash for the next round. SK surviving 2 members there. It's going to be Coldzera and Coldzera finally showing us he's arriving into this match. He's now on 8 kills, 16 deaths. Probably his best round so far. It wasn't anything too spectacular. Nice spray down to find Calyx in the end. 12-11. Remember, SK won both pistols, converted them to the 0-3s in their favor. Space Soldiers not the strongest of buys here. Antares, Paz and Calyx with the AKs. It's going to be Engine and Major with those MAC-10s. Shotgun for Fallen. That'll be interesting to see whether he can start buying headshots with that weapon. MAC-7 is the most prevalent of the shotguns. Now trying to give Antares a taste of his own medicine. They actually hit each other quite equally as the smoke's going towards the window area. I think Fallen is on the A ramp, indeed he is, with the shotgun. It's going to be difficult to find multiple frags in that position, but could sneak 1 kill and try and fall back. Be amazing if we can do that. 20 kills for Calyx so far, and everything slows right down. 3 players at the A ramp for Space Soldiers. 2 in the B halls. I would say this will be an A split ultimately. Okay, well, that's brave. How's he got away with that?
Blinded, he nearly gets away with another one as well as he continues to spray the shotgun. Nearly cuts Engine for it, but Phelps behind the smoke, flashed off. Has to be somewhat careful to go back in. Watch for Cold. Cold's lining it up. Cold's taking him down, bomb included, and he'll take over the B apartments. That's the round, I would say. Major and Engine both over on A still. To go for the lurk fake, they'll wrap back around. It's 3 versus 2, so it's still possible, but not now. Prefer killing off the first, getting the information on the second, and he'll try and perversely preserve his own life by on the angle. It doesn't even matter. Taco's there to close it out.
Good rounds. It's Fallen to throw a spanner into works there. They try to get towards B and Coldzera. Gifted the opportunity to find a couple of frags there. It's unfortunate they didn't check the corner. Obviously, all the attention taken away from that particular position by his teammate on the site. 12-12. That should be eco now for Space Soldiers as SK tie things up. Looks like a forced buy. Okay, just a partial buy from the Turkish squad. Antares will have a Deagle and armor, but these rounds always can be dangerous, Matt, especially when you get 3 smokes and flashbangs. So they go towards B for the set piece. Probably 2 smokes towards each arch of short. 1 in front of the bomb site and try and get the bomb down and hopefully snowball out of control. Here are the smokes. Final commitment will be coming in very shortly, but Major does go down quite quickly there to the hands of Taco by the van. Good Molotov.
Smoke to the arch. Other side of it, before the smoke blooms as well, he's able to take down Paz, so Taco is alone for a moment. I think Cold's actually transitioned through the smoke. Yeah, he has. He's given him all the confidence he needs to take position. Eventually, able to find the kill. 13 for SK.
Job. I did feel like this one would go the distance. Certainly has so far. Round number 26. Taco. AK-47 in the previous round. It's going to be a very beneficial setup for him. It's going to be Coldzera on the secondary AWP now. Maybe he can find his confidence with that weapon. Historically, he was the secondary AWP to Fallen. And Space Soldiers will take their first tactical timeout. 13-12. They have no AWP on their side. It's going to be 5 AK-47s. They feel this one's slipping away somewhat, so time to slow things down, take stock of what's happening. SK, of course, get the chance to speak at the very same time. We'll be discussing their options as we get ready for the round. I've seen a bit of aggression from the CT forces. We saw Fallen go towards that underpass area, try and open things up, which he did successfully. I want to see more of that. That's when he plays his absolute best, when he has that lack of respect, I think. Just running around the map and taking picks and hitting every single shot.
Well, here we go. Back underway. Space Soldiers trying to take back the lead that they've now lost. SK, double op setup. Fallen's going to go for the fast middle as well. No smoke there yet. They'll go for the catwalk smoke. He's going to try and Molotov behind the boxes to hold them off. So now they'll have to re-smoke a catwalk is the plan when they want to take middle, because the Molotov keeps them away from boxes, which are easier to take with the smoke there for cross. Flash highs on Tara's gonna take the other approach, go for the straight peek. Deeper smoke this time. Cold's boosted up above and Fallen already hits the first shot on it. Cold's not aware that they've gone from below. An Engine gets a free kill as well.
Yeah, absolutely for free. They had the advantage. That could have fallen back, but they wanted a bit more from it. Lack of concentration there from the City Forces, and Fur is flashed to oblivion. They will hide in the smoke for now. 1 minute remaining. Looking like he might be able to find another kill here. Engine just waiting in the corner, hoping not to give anything away. Smoke going down, so Fur will decide to fall back here. Good flash though. Somehow maneuvers himself into safety, and Fallen will protect him all the way from the window position. Takes him down. And I take the advantage once more, but Fallen can't find that shot or that one. Great scenes here for SK. They still have the lead, 4-3.
Certainly do. That's beneficial to them, but they're certainly giving away. Or I suppose they're not, because Fallen missing in middle. No one really took position from that, so inconsequential perhaps. Fur's not allowed them to get toward connector. He was certainly posted and ready should they have gone that way. It goes back to Spawn Palace. Watch for Calyx. He's sliding underneath, and Fur is caught. Calyx, though, gets caught out inside of the sights on Torres. Can do nothing more than trade out the kill, meaning that he now has to run forward and get the bomb, and he's going to try and plant it a little safer, but Fallen takes his teammate. My God, the lineup was there.
It was. I thought Zantares had that one all day long, but Taco holds his nerve, 14-12. That was such a huge round for SK. That really has applied a lot of pressure here towards the Space Soldiers. They have about 30k per player right now. It's Fallen getting it done towards the underpass, nailing the shots towards Paz. This is the one from the window area. This is the smoke goes down. He times it to perfection, protects Fur. He misses a few, but ultimately 2 in the round for him. Not bad at all. They will be force buying here. CZs, MAC-10s, UMPs, AK-47 for Zantares. Little in terms of the utility. SK win this, it's pretty much done. So much pressure now on the challenging team, Space Soldiers.
So interesting. Bounce smoke. I've not seen it thrown that way before. That's cool. Off the antenna, back to the arch. There's a way to throw that off the skybox as well, but Fallen, good shot. Taking that to Torres and Major. Oh, Space Soldiers, my goodness, Paz, nice shot. Nice reaction from Taco.
Absolutely, 4-2 now. Calyx and Engine to hold tight. They have no utility whatsoever. Engine without a weapon. He's got the pistol in hand, and the CTs will be calm and collected with this one. And just make sure they go in together. Throw a flashbang out the window. Molotov towards the key positions. And Engine, good strike. Takes down Taco with the AWP. Gives him a fighting chance here. Even more so with the AK-47. 2-on-2. Can Calyx and Engine hold on?
Calyx has they've gone to his left. He's trying to just stay alive, conserve himself in the corner. Swings, finds Cole, but traded by Phelps. AK available for him, but he's lost track of Engine, who's still on the pistol and buying time. He'll go to the pistol himself, then just barely win it out.
Nope.
No, he doesn't. You're right. I thought he had the time. Boom, gone, dead too.
Big round from Space Soldiers there. Calyx once again performing at a very high level. AK-47 in hand. It seemed done. First 2 kills, I think maybe 3 in total before Space Soldiers started to strike on the server. This is the play from Paz though. Gets a dink, takes down Fallen. Taco with the nose scope. They think that's it. 4-on-2 situation, but no. An AK-47, a CZ-75, no nades, and they win it out 4 versus 2. And it's actually going to throw SK into no money. This is probably going overtime now.
Well, 14-14 looks very likely. So guns brought up. Tons of chatter on the Space Soldiers side.
Oh, inside the head.
We are looking inside the minds of Space Soldiers during this timeout.
Not much going on in there, by the looks of things. See-through.
It's probably actually more accurate to my head. I have put a hole there to check
wait,
for it.
SK went all in.
They have actually, you're right.
Why have they done that?
Fallen on a scout. This is going to put them second round loss bonus. They bought in. It would have been 1,900. Yeah, I don't know why you do this. You're going to get 1,900 on nothing at this point.
Oh, this is a real tight call. Like, it would have been a rough buy next round either way. They're just hoping they can force this one out and squeeze the victory. Maybe they can. Let's see. Cold Zero overlooked for now. Nails the first shot that season. Refrag in here. He does manage to do 97 damage. Calyx, it's all falling apart. This buy is working out for SK. 4-3 now as the T's are floundering. Calyx and Zantares do fight back though. Nice headshot from the former. Fallen. Now on a 3 versus 3. Haven't managed to recover any rifles just yet.
2 players within one shot of the scout as well. So that becomes menacing. Make that all 3. Major's down to 6. Fallen's got Zantares. That scout is basically an AWP at this point in time, if you will.
Indeed.
Because he's now got it drawn and ready. He's gone away from the A site. They want to work this together. Taco and Fur are both a little bit unhealthy as well.
Yeah, this isn't done just yet. It's going to take an absolutely brilliant call from Space Soldiers here to clutch this one out. Bomb to be planted, that's the first step. Now, the crossfire has to begin. It has to be absolutely spot on. They can't take any damage here.
They're going to go pistols.
Running gun, why not?
It's
You never
enough.
know.
It's certainly enough if they've got the calls right. This up. Ooh, Fur down, I was going to say. The Famas, they're going to go for the wraparound. They want to play this double play from Connector. They want to double peek on the defuse. Fallen's not aware of it. Molotov to the bomb, but down they go. Did that reach far enough? I'm not sure that it did. I think they can get on that defuse right now. They certainly can, but they're still not sure as to where Calyx is, and he has positioned himself accordingly. If they line up even slightly, the AK can still win it out, but what a shot from Taco, and just barely they'll get there. You're right. Fallen has 1 HP on the defuse. If he went down, that was done.
That's so unlucky. 1 HP separates the round and potentially the game. SK Gaming with the force buy there, it was questionable. CZ, Scouts, UMPs and the FAMAS. 1 HP, the body block comes in from Taco and somehow they survive. You can see Dead, the coach there, knowing how much that means to the team. That's gonna send Space Soldiers to a very uncomfortable position here. Galil, pistols and a UMP. Wall of smokes towards A, last chance saloon now. What a game it's turned out to be. I did think this would be the best of the day. Living up to expectations.
The difference between 14-14 and very little money for SK was 1 HP. Yeah, that is a good game. Down, Phelps doesn't care. He'll fire through it, and Paz gets found. They've advanced far into the site, though. Major's already at the ticket booth. He could go exactly that, straight through. He's going to go over the top. He's forced on. Phelps is reloading. How does he not get that kill right away? He manages to do so, but man, oh man, he took a lot of damage doing it.
CT's using that gap, exploiting it, if you will. But make it a 4 versus 3. Major can't upgrade. Still on the Mac 10 here. Low HP as well. Looking towards CT Spawner first, taking a ton of damage. The countdown begins. And SK close it out right here, right now. Zantares doing everything he can to deny that. Fur drops. And still, the dream is alive for Space Soldiers.
Taco, trying to get the information peek back out. Brings it to 2 versus 2. Zantares on a deagle, and that's deadly, but that's nothing at all. Defuse as well. Cold holds the angle. 16-13. SK become the second Legends team to win. But man, oh man, did they ever have to work for it.
They absolutely did have to work for it, Matt. What an absolutely fantastic game. I really enjoyed it. Commiserations to Space Soldiers. A difficult